to Not Just Books, the library's monthly show about what is happening in your world and at the Williamson County Public Library. My name is Dolores Greenwald, Director of the library, and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to spend some time with some terrific people, and they're going to tell you about what is happening at the library and here in Williamson County. In our Your World segment today, we'll feature Jill Zientek. She's an amazing local photographic artist, and Jill will be here to discuss her art for the holidays. You don't want to miss a second because this truly is beautiful work with an amazing Franklin flair. In our Save the Date portion of the program, we have an exciting book signing event with Wren Anderson. Wren will be talking about the event and her wonderful new children's book called Smile Spotters. She'll talk about her new book and also December 1st event from 5 to 7. In our What's Hot in Books segment, Williamson County Public Library's local author collection will be featured with librarians Jason Gavin and Lisa Harmon. So stay tuned and do not miss a minute because we'll be right back with a great program. Welcome back to our Your World segment today. I am so pleased to have with us Jill Zientek. She is a local artist and she's a friend of the show. She's been on the show before, and she is here to talk about some of her brand new things that she is creating for the holidays. So thank you so much for joining us today, Jill.
Well, thank you, Dolores. What a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Tell us about yourself and your background. How did you kind of get into this?
Well, you know, when I was 5 years old, I guess I started, writing little stories and all, just coloring and doing stuff, and that was actually when it started. So I kind of feel like this has been my passion and my inclination. Took a detour in banking for about 20 years, but I've come back, and this is really what I do and I love, and I'm trying to capture Franklin and always bring it fresh and new.
Well, there's definitely a love of Franklin in what you do, and it's very exciting. So tell us some of the things you brought with you today.
Well, I'm just starting, this is the first year for Christmas for Franklin, and I've got some new Christmas cards that we're just rolling out, and this is just a shot of the Franklin Theater.
Beautiful shot of the Franklin
and
Theater.
It's Merry Christmas from Franklin, Tennessee. These are going to be, you can get these at the 5 Points post office. And we've got this one, and then just a couple others. Here's the Noel. And then here's one of the Presbyterian Historic Church. So this is the first year to do that.
Now you haven't done cards before.
I've not done cards for Christmas. I've done cards that are just depicting Franklin and what have you. So, and the other three other products that I actually have is the Christmas ornaments that you'll see on the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
so
it's a beautiful tree.
Those are actually individual little pieces of canvas. If you look at it, it's an actual little tiny canvas.
That's excellent.
So I've done this with different images and some with my painting as well. I've also, just to show you, this is a 6x6 canvas, and you can see that it's an actual piece of art. You can set this on the shelf. You can, put them on walls. So I've got those, and then the necklaces that you and I have on.
Yes.
I have the Santa, and
I have a tree.
You have the Christmas tree. And so those are the things that I just wanted to do something kind of fun for the Christmas season, and so I think you've enjoyed them. So I'm liking that.
I think they've been great. Now tell us about the barn. You've got 2 ornaments on your tree here. So tell us about the barn.
Well, the barn, it's the Leaper's Fork barn, and I just love that. It had the flag on it, and it just kind of, a lot of times when I'm out shooting and doing things, I don't necessarily know what's going to happen until I get back and edit it, and then all of a sudden I'll see something, and I see something that could be not only hopefully artistic, but also could be a product. And so I've loved the barn, and it's been a big success. My hope is in the next week or so that I will have a 24 by 36 of that barn hanging in the Franklin Post Office.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to get my products if you want to at the Franklin Post Office, Tom Oddie in the group. It's just an awesome place. And then Franklin Custom Interiors, and then the Visitor Center.
That's excellent.
So,
now you have one here of Carton Plantation up front, and that is a picture that you have various different things.
Yes, I have all different sizes. You can, I've gone large with those, and I've done necklaces with that. I've done the note cards, and then I thought, you know what, the Christmas ornaments. So if somebody comes to Franklin and they visit the Visitor Center, they can take that back with them. Or, as we have, what really kind of inspired it is, I have company or folks that love Franklin. It's something you can send back a little piece of Franklin with everybody.
That's excellent. Now, we were talking briefly about your necklaces. Now, we have the tree, and
I have the Santa.
You have the Santa. Now, tell me, what other designs did you create for the necklaces?
With the necklaces, everything that you see on the tree, I mean, all Franklin, my Franklin collection. I have the Lotes House, the Carnton, just anything basically I can make a necklace out of. I've done mostly Franklin. I have some Nashville collection. Some of my work is at the Omni Hotel downtown Nashville. But I'm so devoted to Franklin, it's hard for me to get out of Franklin because I just love Franklin.
Well, one of the things I like about your artwork is that you do so many different things, and the price ranges are so different. So, some of your big pieces or, well, tell us a little bit about how you do your pricing.
Well, on something like this, I try to keep it where it's more affordable, where everybody can enjoy a piece of Franklin. I don't feel like any one person owns Franklin. We just are all very blessed to be here.
Absolutely.
So, and sometimes you don't have the space to have a 24 by 36. You may like the image. So I try to do that, and I've really enjoyed creating the art, but I'm enjoying creating a product line out of it too. It's very exciting and challenging, and it keeps me up at night thinking about it, but I really like it.
When did you start? I know you did a video, because we've showed the video before on TV, on the show. So when did you start concentrating on Franklin?
It was a really interesting thing. It was actually in April of 2012, and the reason I know that is on the Franklin Theater. And I'd gone downtown Franklin with my husband. He's in real estate, and I was going to just capture some pictures for his website. And that's when the Franklin collection really was born, because having lived here, until I really started photographing it, I honestly didn't know what we had. And that was, all of a sudden, it just came to life, and that's kind of where the inspiration really happened for me.
That is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Now, tell us again where your materials are so that people can get them.
Yes, you can go to the Franklin Custom Interiors, which is actually right across from the library on Columbia Avenue, and they have my larger pieces. You can see the 24 by 36 of the Carnton, and of actually the downtown Franklin, and the 6x6s, these. You can get there in all different kinds of images. They actually have a tree with the Christmas ornaments there as well. And then if you go to 5 Points Post Office right there, just right in the heart of things, you can order the Christmas cards. I'm going to have the tree where people can get ornaments there, some of the 6x6s as well, and probably some of the necklaces. And then at the Visitor Center, we'll have the note cards
and give people your website so that they can go to your website.
It's jillzphoto.com, or you can actually call me or text me at 615-972-2983.
Well, Jill, thank you. You're getting us in the holiday spirit today. Thank you so much for all your beautiful things that you brought and shared with the viewers.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
You. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. In our Save the Date segment, we are talking with Wren Anderson, local author, and has this excellent children's book. And we are so happy to have her today. Thank you, Wren, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in Franklin?
Well, my husband actually grew up in Franklin, and I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I, after graduating from the University of Tennessee, moved to Franklin, and I've been here for about 12, 13 years now. And
Well, you have
Franklin's home.
You have to be happy about the UT game Saturday.
Yes, we actually took our entire family, so
That's
all three
great.
kids, and had a great time.
So tell us a little bit about this. Your book is Smile Spotters. So tell us a little bit about Smile Spotters and what do they do?
Well, the Smile Spotters are a team of friendly fairies that help out the tooth fairy by watching and reporting brushing habits. So they simply suction cup to children's bathroom mirrors, and they watch and report brushing habits each day, and then at night they fly to report to the tooth fairy. There's also, they have a little tooth-sized pouch where children can store their lost tooth. And so they sleep with them on nights that they lose a tooth, and the tooth fairy comes and leaves her prize, and then these guys fly back to the bathroom mirror to their watch spot. Thank you.
Clever.
Thank you.
And you have a boy and a girl.
Yes, and each child gets to name their own Smile Spotter. My daughter's name, I have two daughters, and they named theirs Sparkle.
Sparkle,
and our
that's a good name.
Yeah, Sparkle's a great name for a tooth fairy, yeah. And then our little boy's name is Skip. Our son has a Smile Spotter named Skip.
Okay, very cool. And you've got one of the books with you,
Yes.
so is there show us something in the book.
Well, so the book, I wanted to make it educational so children could learn about brushing and flossing, and so the back of the book features some dental terms, just common dental terms, different types of teeth, and so children can learn about, well, for example, there is a fairy, a gingivitis fairy in the book. Her name's Ginger. And my 3-year-old daughter, at the time she was 3, she asked me, well, Mom, what are gums? Because ginger makes your gums puffy and red if you aren't brushing. And so I thought, well, I need to add some terms in the back of the book. So they also learn about not only gingivitis, but they learn about halitosis. Hal is the bad breath fairy, and he's meant to look like an onion. And the sugar bugs, which look like cupcakes, are supposed to be plaque. So you have to make sure you brush the sugar bugs away.
So kids are having fun, but they're learning at the same time about good dental health. And who did the illustrations in your book?
I actually painted them myself.
Oh, excellent.
I've always loved to paint and draw, and I thought about hiring an artist and then decided, I think I can tackle this by myself, and so I started painting a little over a year ago, and just had some friends give me advice on the look of the book, and here we are now.
Now, Wren, is this the first book that you've done, or is?
No, I had another book published a few years ago to honor my husband's stepmother, Anita Anderson, when she passed away from breast cancer, and it's also available at the Williamson County Library.
I know that book.
Yeah, Sweet Dreams, Anita Bonita.
Yeah, that's a beautiful book.
Thank you.
So, well, you're going to be at the library Tuesday, December 1st.
Yes.
From 5 to 7. So tell us about that.
Well, we'll have the Smile Spotters will be there in person. They have some fairies that will be in costume to take pictures with children, and we'll have a few giveaways, and I'll be there to do a reading of the story.
Excellent.
And sign books if anyone's interested. So
now, tell us how we can purchase books besides December 1st.
Okay. They are actually on their way here right now. They'll be arriving in Memphis this week, and
good.
I'll be selling, they're for sale at Brilliant Sky Toys and Books nationwide, and they'll also be for sale. I'm launching a Kickstarter campaign, which it'll be launched this week sometime, so that'll be up and running on Kickstarter.com this month.
Tell viewers a little bit about Kickstarter.com in case they don't know what that is.
Okay, so Kickstarter is a fundraising site where you can back projects that maybe it's just an idea that an inventor has, or like mine, my product is actually ready to start shipping. So you can back a project, and then for whatever money you donate, you receive a reward. So you're essentially pre-ordering product. So if I raise, well, and it's an all or nothing. So if I set my goal to raise a certain amount of money and I don't meet that, then no one is charged.
Oh, okay.
And then if I meet my goal or exceed it, all of that funding will go to help my project. So my plans are, if I go over what I've asked to raise, I will make darker skin dolls available, because I've had some pediatric dentists ask me about making some dark skin dolls. And then I'll also start illustrating a book about the Bad Breath Fairy Hal. I've thought about doing a scratch and sniff book or something funny and gross that little boys would love.
So where did you get your inspiration for this?
Well, a lot of it came from my children and my husband. He's a pretty funny guy and he's creative too, even though he works in finance. So it was initially his idea to have a fairy or an elf that watched children brush their teeth, and then I kind of started coming up with everything else from there, and wanted their hair to look like toothpaste. So I illustrated them to have the blue hair with the white streak, and I wanted some villains in the book. And my dad's name's Hal. So I was like, Dad, can I please use your name?
Yeah.
Because halitosis, it's got to be the Bad Breath Fairy, has to be named Hal. And so
I love it.
he agreed and said it was okay, but that I had to make millions off of it. So anyways, yeah, and then my children have kind of given me ideas along the way. For example, my daughter, who's now 5, she was only about 3 and a half at the time, she said, Mom, the fairies, the smile spotters don't need magic to fly because they have wings, so you can touch them. It's okay to touch them. So I thought that was pretty clever for her to come up with, because with the elf, you can't touch the elf or he loses his magic.
Yeah.
So these guys don't need magic to fly, and they're so with Mom or Dad's permission, children can play with them and touch them, and then of course on nights that they lose a tooth, they get to sleep with them.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you, Wren, for joining us today. And parents, please put on your calendars December 1st, 5 to 7, and come and join us and meet the Smile Spotters and join Wren for a book signing. Thanks again, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm pleased to have with us in our What's Hot in Books segment Lisa Harmon and Jason Gavin. Lisa is one of our catalogers at the main library, but she's also a local history expert and has worked with our local authors. And also we have Jason Gavin here. Jason is our special collections librarian and also works with our local authors collection, which is what we'll be talking about today. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us a little bit about our local authors collection, Lisa, and how it got started.
It was begun, I believe, by an organization called the Council for the Written Word many years ago. I don't think that organization exists now in the same capacity. Yeah. It was begun, from what I understand, to begin to collect books written by Williamson County residents that were either born here or moved here. And that would have been before 1996. So the local author collection that we have now has been in existence since 1996.
And we still add to the collection. Jason, tell us what qualifies an author to be in the collection. What do they need to do?
They need to be an author, and they need to be local, hence local authors. But seriously, they just have to have lived here at some point and have written something. We like to get 2 copies of it whenever they donate a book to the library. We prefer one to be signed, and the second copy will usually go into the circulating collection so that people can actually check it out rather than it just be upstairs and locked away.
Where is, and that's one thing I wanted to mention, where is the collection?
It's on the 2nd floor of the library in the Special Collections Department, all the way kind of in the back. We like to keep all the copies of the local author books in pristine condition as possible, so we don't circulate them. They don't see a lot of use. We preserving them for for posterity.
This is not a super secret part of the library.
Right.
It's just in a beautiful area. If you haven't been to the Williamson room of the library, you need to go. It's beautiful.
It's got the best view in the building, I
It
think.
really does. So tell us, Lisa, about some of the books that we brought today.
Okay. The first book is by Christine Noble Gavin, and she lived here in Williamson County in probably from, I don't know exactly what year she was born and died, but she lived in downtown and wrote a series of books about the Plummer children, and these books are based here in the city of Franklin, and a lot of the action in the books take place on Bridge Street, and she may have lived on Bridge Street. I'm not exactly positive. This was the last of the Plummer children series, and it was published in 1938. And then we have William O. Steele, and Jason, how many books did you say he wrote total?
He wrote a total of 35. if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Most of these were also children's books as well,
Yeah.
like Christine Noble Gavin, and most of his were Western themed and biographies.
Yes, yeah, he was a very popular kind of young boys, youth author. So you get a lot of cowboys and Indians, from the 50s, and like Leif Erikson, for example, and I think that's an Oregon Trail.
Right, this one's the Oregon Trail. And a lot of William O. Steele's books are autographed,
Nice.
and so we
Very
have
nice.
autographed editions.
We try and get all the books that go in the local author collection
To be-
autographed when they go in there.
This one's signed as well.
That's excellent.
And these, I would say, are rare
Okay.
and are preserved. One of the reasons why they're in the local author collection, so they don't circulate and can just be looked at and enjoyed.
Now, Jason, this one looks familiar. Tell us about this one.
It's kind of a standard history of Franklin. It sees a lot of use. It's one thing I really enjoy about the collection is you get such a wide variety of kinds of books. We have a lot of fiction. We have a lot of children's books that people have written. So you get everything from fiction and archaeology of Williamson County.
You also get some familiar names. Tell some familiar names that's included in the collection.
Well, since it's Williamson County resident,
That's
and if they have
right.
books, we have Dolly Parton and the Judds, and I think I'm not sure if we have Jimmy Buffett. He owned a house.
Right.
I'm not sure if he was a resident, but you get
I
you
didn't
get
know Jimmy
everywhere
Buffett
from that
owned a
end of the
house.
spectrum to
I always associate Jimmy Buffett with
Coon dogs
Mobile
and
because that's where he's from, like I am.
Apparently, he lived here at one time.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
For maybe a short time.
So it's a wonderful collection because you get such a wide. It reflects the diversity of the county. You get everything from the Dolly Partons and archaeology books to coon dogs and outhouses.
So now the Coon,
Volume
the
one.
Coon Dog book is volume 1, and there are more volumes to
Yeah,
the
it's
Coon
a
Dog book?
3-volume set.
Okay.
It's great series. It's a lot of fun.
And written by a library patron that's in quite often, Dr. Boyd.
Dr. Boyd. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, if a local author wants to be included in the collection, it doesn't have to be published. It could be self-published.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of books in the collection are self-published.
Right, we do. It may be, the only one of, maybe someone self-published something and made 5 or 10 copies. We may have one of just a few copies. So, and it, like Jason said, it runs the gamut. We have a lot of poetry. We have a lot of poets in
We do have a lot
Williamson
of poets
County,
in Williamson County.
and a lot of fiction,
Some cookbooks.
cookbooks as well. Yes.
Cookbooks are
Any
always
genre you
popular.
can think of, we probably have something in the local author collection to represent that.
Well, I thank you for bringing these today. These are delightful. I didn't know, for even myself, I didn't know that we had books going back that far.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And perhaps even older. There may be a few that
There
are
may
older.
be a few, yeah. It shows how the collection has changed too over the years. I mean, her daughter, Ms. Gavin's daughter, married William Steele. You get, local authors back then. It was a very small group, but prolific. And now with self-publishing, it's just really exploding, getting much bigger.
But we do have a very large writing community
Yes.
in
Yes.
Williamson County. And the library, I think, has a unique relationship with them. We have
do.
Writers Critique Group that meets on Saturdays. But we, and I think the local authors collection is a way that it kind of spearheaded the move, the move now toward
Right.
new things that we're doing with authors, but still working with them.
Yeah.
And we have a database online
Oh, that's good to know.
lists all the authors that we have received copies of their work. So if viewers are out there and want to donate a copy, like Jason said, we ask that you donate two, one for the local author collection that doesn't circulate and one that does, and sign them if possible. And if they have any questions, can I give my email address? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I'm usually the
And-
contact person.
Yeah, and I'll also give the website, but give
Yes.
your email address.
It's lharmon@williamson-tn.org. And I have a questionnaire that I send out to anyone who contacts me to fill out so I can create a small biography in our database and list their published books.
Excellent, excellent. And Jason, what's our website?
They can find the link on the special collections page of the library's website, which is wcpltn.org. And click on the special collections page, and you'll see the local author collection there.
And local authors is just a little bit of our special collection. So if you're interested in that genealogy or any kind of special collections, that's the place to be. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today. And we'll be right back. Thank you so much for joining us today for Not Just Books. I hope you liked the show and will please watch us again soon. In addition, I'd like to thank our very special guests for being with us today. Thanks again to Wren Anderson, local author, Jill Zientek, Williamson County artist, Jason Gavin, Special Collections Librarian with the Williamson County Public Library, and Lisa Harmon, cataloger at the Williamson County Public Library. Exciting things are happening here in Williamson County, and the library is so excited to play a part. If you have any comments or suggestions for future programs, please contact me. The email address is notjustbooks@williamson-tn.org. You can also leave comments on the library's website at wcpltn.org. Also, please like us on Facebook at WCPLTN, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WCPLTN. You can also sign up for the library's weekly newsletter, and all you have to do is send an email to ref@williamson-tn.org. And until next time, explore your world and read.
Dude, guess what?
What is it this time, man?
Yesterday, Andrew and Jessica were kissing.
What?
Yeah, we gotta go tell everybody immediately.
Yeah.
Gossip. It shows bad manners, hurts friendships, and damages professional relationships. It is helpful to none and harmful to all. Sometimes it isn't even true. So stop gossiping. Do your part to create a rumor-free Williamson County. Where was I? Right. Let's see what happens when rumors do get spread.
I was blind before I met you. And I don't know where I am, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go. And so I thought I'd let you know.
Hey, are you the one that started the rumor?
No, that wasn't. It's not.
Everybody knows now.
I realized that I need you, and I wondered if I could